A very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, here from the majestic looking Brookside Club, the home of villagers, and this afternoon we are set for a South African Club Rugby Super League A game in Western Province, here in Cape Town, of the highest calibre. The crowds have come out in numbers to enjoy what is going to be a festival, and has been a festival of rugby, with all the club sides playing here today. My name is Barry Wilson. I'm delighted to be able to bring you this game. I'll be upstairs in the commentary booth shortly, but as you can see, standing down here on the field to get the atmosphere and just get the spirit of rugby going from the host villagers. Got together in 1876, and you can know for yourself famous names like Mornay du Plessis and Joel Stransky and Keith Andrews, all having played and represented our wonderful country, the Bokke. Well, the second oldest club in the Western Cape are the host villagers this afternoon, and they are into their third game. This afternoon they've played two so far, won one, lost one, and their visitors they come to spoil the party. That's the SK Walmers, and that's the Slotterskloof Walmers, established in 1992. They're playing their first game this afternoon, and judging from that side there, I believe that they are here at Brookside to make a name for themselves for the season. Well, I'm sure villagers and SK Walmers are going to entertain us. Wherever you are, Opa, Omar, Buti, Sissi, whoever you are, at home, let's give thanks to the media coverage that makes it possible. The production team, Global Sports Network, who just for your 30 Rand per month can actually get you these games of club rugby or any other club sport that you might be interested around the country. So join in, and we want to say special thank you to the HAM membership members like Erin Ashley, and we've got Manfred Eisen, and we've got Mikale Hennies, Everton Skuman, Raziel Brown, and Previn Erasmus, plus all the bronze holders as well. The man this afternoon that you're going to see are the coaches as well that I'd like to just highlight on. Andrew Kotsia not with us this afternoon, that is for the home side villagers, but Andy Norman will be taking the reins there. And then the director of rugby for SK Walmers is Matt Stevens. Many of you will remember that name. I do remember him from the age of 13 when I had the privilege of working with him then. And Matt Stevens played for the British Lions, if you remember, back in 2005 and 2011, but head coach there is Sikoshle Leshaka and Nemnilohaka, essentially Lohaka for correct pronunciation, and they are fired up this afternoon. Well, just have a look around, and you see our camera showing you the crowds that have come out this afternoon to be entertained and also add their spirit to the game of club rugby in our South African country. It is wonderful to see that the game is back, never mind all the international and provincial matches as well. So with that said, I'll bring you the team list once we get back upstairs. It was just to get down onto grassroots level here where it's been played. The second team's in action at the moment, about to come to an end. Don't go away. The only thing you're allowed to do is get your cooler box and get some charcoal going, because get ready for the Global Sports Network presentation. And thank you to sponsors Decra Paints, RD Consulting, and Sportswear as well for bringing you this game this afternoon. Barry Wilson here, going upstairs. I'll be with you shortly. Well, back here in the booth now and ready to bring you the team sheet for the SK Walmers side. Let me take you through it again. Number 1 is Suyama Ngeke. 2 is Faid Domingo. 3 is E.B. Davids. Billy Christians at 4. One of the vice captains is Junaid Karim at 5. 6 is Suleiman Antar. 7 is Quaid Solomons. 8 is Roland, better known to his friends and family as Tokkies van der Hoeven. 9 is Labib Kanamaya, also down as a vice captain. 10 is Rayan Solomons. Believe look out for him as well. 11 will be on the left wing, Henrico Hartach. 12 inside centre, Zunaid Fredericks. 13 his partner, Kane Stadler. 14 on the right wing, Takib Rayland. 15, the captain at the back, steering it from what he sees in front of him, is Ramiz Osman. I'll bring you the replacements as they come on through the game. And if we can now move over to the villagers starting 15. 1 will be Raiz Asali. 2 is Zander Case, as they say. Adam Netling is number 3. Ewan Kutsia will be at 4. Number 5 will be carried by William Scott. 6 is Hanno Jacobs. 7, Thomas Mayer is in jersey 7. That is a swap around, and Thomas Mayer will play in jersey 7. Neil Fenter will play in jersey 8. So Neil Fenter is in jersey number 8. Then number 9 is Neil Sanders. 10 will be Nuek Hayward. Could be called as Nuh Hayward. 11, Taban Gabriels. My captain is Dan Aspeling at 12. Andries Fullion will be his partner at 13. Austin Prince 14. The very talented Joshua Vermeulen will wear the 15 jersey at the back. Some interesting facts just to bring to your attention, that Ewan Kutsia is number 4 lock. He's back from the Pumas. And then I also believe that a person like William Scott, his lock partner, pats on the back to him because he's out in Bredasdorp. That's about 140 kilometers every day to come to practice, etc. and back. Now that's what club rugby makes from you. Then we've got 140 caps for Harlequins overseas. And who is that? None other than number 9, Neil Sanders, who has had 140 caps for Harlequins in England. Well, in saying that, you can hear the roar now as the SK Walmers, under head coach Sensley Lohaka, and assisting directing the rugby there, Matt Stevens, as I said earlier, they take the field for their first game. We're waiting patiently for villagers, and they'll be out here. Our referee for this afternoon, is also making his way onto the field. Villagers just having their final team chat and getting ready to entertain this impressive crowd here at the Brookside Club, home ground to Villagers Rugby Club. And here they come. Captain Dan Aspeling is the man to lead them out. I'm sure a person like Percy Montgomery will fondly remember his club days as well in playing for Villagers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the orchestra is all set, basically ready to play and play the music of rugby this afternoon. The man to conduct the orchestra will be the man in the middle, as you see on screen now, and that is no other than Mr. Dylan Frankie, and a very experienced referee is Dylan. and the right man to lead the musicians on the field this afternoon. Let the music play. Lots of exciting rugby this afternoon. Yes, with the big one coming up for the Stormers as well, and the Sharks later. But nothing better than a dress rehearsal here between SK Walmers and the Villagers Rugby Club. Referee Dylan Frankie, he looks like he's set for the start of this. And the man putting it up high into the skies now from SK Walmers. That's driven close into touch. And straight away coming in from a side angle is the call. But a very good kick-off there. It looks like that would have been Ramiz Osman, the captain, putting some snow onto that. But coming in from the side angle at the ruck time. Finding some go-forward ball now. Right. First line out now to be fed. That is going to be by Case. He does so well. Coming through the middle now. That will be Meyer. Back it comes onto Luch Hayward. Down onto the boot for Villagers. That's a good kick. It's bouncing beautifully for them. There is collision time, one into the other. Now, first knock on there coming through to the advantage of Villagers now to put the ball in, and that'll be Niall Sanders. As mentioned earlier, 140 caps for Harlequins. That's the Harlequins in England. And he is here now to put some South African spice back into his rugby game. Now with the ball now, ready to actually feed. It's a good scrum, very good scrum from Villagers. Referee's arm is out for the first penalty infringement, and that is giving way, especially on the tight head side. That's good scrumming from the front row. Pumas front row as well. Played for the Pumas as the Villagers front three. Ramiz Salih, well known, and then up against Ebar Davids, the tight head for the SK Walmers team. A little tickle into the corner, onto the 5 metre area. And once again, Zander Case, he's got to now find his jumpers. This could be the same drive. It was an effective one earlier on. Mayer normally one of those that it goes to. This time it's gone to Jacobs. The bread drive is good, and the knock on has been brought forward, breaking away, and hands were left breaking as well with the ball tumbling forward. And Keith had the opportunity to steer the traffic there, but unfortunately not staying bound and the ball bouncing out. And now SK Walmers will be very, very happy to get an exit plan going from here. They've got their options in Rayan Solomons or Ramiz Osman. They're 10 and 15 to try and get them onto boot exit ground, meaning can you get it back onto one of those talented kicking options, or will they spread it? They're going to run it up through the middle and then regroup from there. That's a great take on there by Fredericks and Standler. Now it's got to come back. Here's the kick option. It's got to beat one, got to beat two, but he doesn't beat the tackle from Sanders. Onto him very, very quickly. Now the exit's got to be a little clearer. Playing it on the ground, but well done to Niall Sanders there for his effective closing down the space. And then referee indicating at first it looked like it was a penalty infringement, but then the actual ball popping out and going out for an instant replay, hands onto it, and try two villagers. Everybody, including all of us, stunned to see that happening. And as ball popped out, there you can see Thomas Mayer in jersey 7 now. He's the man that just fell down, put his hand on it, and that is an early try for villagers after 4 minutes and 39 seconds. SK Walmers be a little disappointed with that. They had security. It looked like they had tightened it up and actually almost got a penalty infringement from it. But then with the ball spinning out, Mayer had no option but to simply take the gift on offer. Mentioned to you, watch out for Joshua Vermeulen, the 15, a talented player, not only with the left boot, but also with the ability to read the game from behind in the fullback position. Beautiful pace as well, and got the ability to step off both left and right foot. Exciting player, Josh Vermeulen. He adds the extra 2 points. The kick is a good one again from Captain Rameez Osman. Oh, my apologies, that feels like Solomon's. Sali taking it up, leg drive being a little better there. Body height a little upright. Sanders now, he's got the left boot as well. Onto his left boot it goes. It's a beautiful box kick. You've got to keep your eye on the ball, and doing just that is the man I was wanting to mention earlier in Rameez Osman. Soft hands coming through from Christians, the lock standing still. The centre, Fredericks taking it up for SK Walmers. Don't give him space as well. Ball back quickly through Kanamaya, one of the vice captains. The big man, Ngeke, Sayama Ngeke. He makes collisions. That's actually getting to know each other. And referee says deliberate knockdown. Just getting to exchange, become some pen pals, and just starting to say, are you going to come to my house for a bra after the game? And just going to exchange some friendships. Nothing serious, and we get on with the game now. And a penalty kick to SK Walmers here, where they can now get their big troops going in that forward pack. Just look at the size of them there. Some very, very big men there, and they can do some damage if they get going into fourth gear. Well, trying to get that ball is Solomons. He breaks through. Still going once, twice, 3 times. They know where the try line is. It's going to be very important now for Kanamaya to get it. Out it comes to Toki's van der Hoofen. Tackled backwards. Ngeke, he did damage earlier on. He takes it up forward again. Kanamaya, one more. It's a quick ball, out it goes. Clearing out to Solomons. Toki's van der Hoofen yet again. Just caught short of the line. The big man, Domingo, he thought he saw the sliding doors open. And referee will now bring them back. Roll away is the call from the tackle made on Ngeke, and Villagers players lay there as well. Quick ball from Kanamaya. Straight on again, Kanamaya setting it up. Domingo, he's the next one to go. 2 or 3 soft steps there, and I say that with respect because he needs to come with a little bit more pace. Ibar Davids, he's the Tated, also wanting to try and get through. A long pass out going to Madig Davids, jersey 20. Through the hands, Christians again. Solomon's tackled. That's backwards, but it's turnover, and this time it's play on. Referee having to call them back for the first infringement. But exciting play there from SK Walmers. They had the ability. It was a great run through their centre, and you take it back a couple of phases. Fredericks And then, remember, from the line out, great run from Quade Solomons, who won it in the line out, turned and headed for home. No one was going to stop him until 3-4 meters short of the line. Had their options. Global Sports Network, let's just mention again, thank you to all those higher membership members bringing you this game. Join the Global Sports Network team, but pick up and go it is now. That looked like William Scott, Sanders, back to Noor, Hayward. It's a great kick downfield, beautiful position taken by Ramiz Osman, the captain. Crossfield to Hartog. That has been, is that a knock? It could have been just a knock on the tackle. Referee says play on, but then now has seen that as a deliberate knockdown. It might be a bit harsh, that call. Both hands were around the player with the ball and coming off the hands. That's why referee hasn't gone to the pocket and doesn't see that as cynical. So straight away, it's a penalty advantage. Solomons must be licking his lips because this is like a repeat of just now. Can he win it in the line out again? Solomons taking it down. Quade Solomons, probably brother pair partnership here. Is the number 7 jersey. Jan Solomons, the fly half. And now we've got Faid Domingo. Can he find the red dot on the dartboard? In what jersey number is it going to be? There seems to be a variation. Why change it? It's gone to the back. Beautifully taken off the top by Chris Jones. It's come back. Losing a bit of ground. Solomons again. Some dance work steps here. Still holding on to it. There is a man on the ball. It's cleared out. Play on, says referee. Van der Hoofen now taking it on further. Better known as VDH. Solomons now through the hands of left wing Hartog. You can see the right wing. They've swapped playing on different sides of the field. Offloaded beautifully from Rayland and then into touch.
You score in there, 14, please.
Right, this will be interesting times now.
14. You guys came to play rugby.
Just trying
Let's
to
stick
say,
to the
listen,
rugby.
gents, Dylan,
Respect
Frankie
each
is
other.
now
Hello,
going to
continue.
listen to him. He's just saying calm it down.
Oh, dear. Mr. Referee.
Subs. Come on, man. He's already subbed. Let's go. Sander.
Right, the man now. Zander Case now. Oh, it's well secured in the line out. William Scott seems to be the man changing it around now to Jacobs, who is the man that got up there. Sanders letting it be driven forward. Body height is good. Sanders onto his left boot. And that's gained an extra 20 meters.
It's tied already. It's tied already. Go.
13 minutes and 22 seconds have gone. Very exciting 13 minutes. Line out variation. Well taken and secured by Hunter at the back. Through the hands it goes now of Solomons. The man in the middle is Fredericks at Drew inside centre. Referee coming back now. And he's quickly onto the mark. Coming in at an angle from the drive. Were villages, that's why he has penalised them. And now the right call, Solomons. Just putting it down to the corner. SK Walmers, they need some points from this. They've been pushing the accelerator down into the 22-meter area of Villagers. They came very close on 2 or 3 occasions. Good solid defense from Villagers kept them out, but SK Walmers knocking on that door, and they want entry because they, in their first game here, over the top. So in trying to pick that up is a Mayer, fingertip knocks, and scrum now. Could be a better option for SK Walmers, but they've got to get this ball in and out as quickly as possible. Remember the last scrum where Raiz Sali, the Lucid for Villagers, really gave that left shoulder and really gave some engine power in that front row. So SK Walmers need that ball as quickly as possible. The man at the back is Roland van der Hoofen of Krokkies, and he's going to have to pick it up if he is not going backwards in the scrum. It's a quick ball, and that's what they need. Solomons now. Oh, and there's simple hand knock on by Rayland, and referee right on the spot is referee Dylan Frankie to say one fingertip knock on by Villagers, and now calling it back for Rayland, playing on the right wing and coming through into the line, knocking it forward. 14 jersey normally plays on the right wing, but they've swapped around. Has Sahib Rayland playing on the left wing. Sanders now just making sure he knows where North Hayward is. North is 25 years of age, has made the Springbok Sevens in his rugby playing career, so well-known name. There you can see Sali again on the drive.
Over there. Same for you.
Definitely doing a waltz move there on the dance floor, and referee saying, come, let's keep this dance straight. And I'm sure he'll be looking at going to his next option, looking for a penalty option if the scrum control is not in order. And there we go, as called. Giving way will be the call. Ebar Davids. And whether that be part of the scrumming plan, but Sali coming right through and scrumming straight to start with, and then the submission coming through and wheeling there afterwards. And actually going back and then wheeling as you're retreating. But still, impressive game so far, with 18 minutes already transpired, and here we go once again to Zandercase, the hooker for Villagers, taken beautifully by Jacobs. Knock on it is. Trying to pick that up would have been Neil Fenter. A little bit stop-start at the moment with regards to some handing errors. Sides still early in the season, no excuses for it, but still a little early, trying to find each other out here. Practice moves work well on a Tuesday, Thursday night, and when you're running against the wind. But now when you've got opposition up against you, it puts you to the reality test. Now the space is closed, you've got to react a lot quicker. Panamaya, tap and go it is, a short arm. Centre is Stadler, he takes it on the outside centre, ball is out. Kick through. Joshua Vermeulen, he tries to dance his way through. He's brought to ground. Leg drive is good, but so is the SK Warmer, closing it down beautifully. And Geke was there as well, just to knock the Villagers man backwards. Here come the Sanders up and under with the left boot. He really has got a superb skill with that. Well tackled and well taken first by Captain Osman. It's pick and go time because the ruck ball played off by Villagers. The ball was out. This could work if Vermeulen can get it away. He's got space himself. Solomons is across, but this is going to go to the flag and to the corner. Gabriels is the man. Tubon Gabriels. I believe a man from the Southwestern Districts area, but he's back from Southwestern Districts here to play on the left wing for Villagers, and that came from a beautiful ruck clearance here right in front of us. And then you can see Joshua Vermeulen putting it out to Gabriels, and Gabriels knew one way, and that was Huktu Sosalase. On the screen, you can see Villagers leading by 12 points to 0.
30 seconds.
First quarter of this match has gone through. 20 minutes already up on the clock. And Vermeulen, if he's on the golf range and it's his day, he can tickle this one over. He's got the ability. Listen for the click of his leather boot on the rugby ball. It sounded a little bit of a thud, and you could see it had no radar direction on it. You try to force that one, but normally if he makes great contact, he has the ability to put those over. In the replay, you can see Hartog. He will want to make sure he makes up for that missed tackle. Solomons, yet again, he's the man to start it. Rayan Solomons, another very, very good pick-up. Knock forward could be the call there. Referee has got it out through the hands, so Kanamaya play on. Quick hands from Antar. Now you see Fredericks again. He's tackled short. Pick up and go it is. Ball is out. Solomons at the back. He puts it up into the skies. This is going to have to be a Prince is underneath it.
Number 6 clearly offside. 6 white, clearly offside.
Offsides is called, and now this is where I personally would be calling for the tee and saying put 4 points onto the scoreboard. Just looking at the polls, I believe they've gone up now this week or so, and they are for the first time international standard rugby polls, and credit to the club for getting those rugby polls into position as well for the benefits of these players. Wonderful to see the development and growth as Solomons tries to take development and growth for his team of forwards onto the 22-metre area. We've been here before, says Domingo, but this time, keep it simple. Solomons, Quade Solomons at 7s, jumps well. It's a variation. They're coming back to the back, and now coming through is Davids. Madig Davids winning it. The leg drive, the body height has got to be. Could that go to ground? Yes, it is. And referee's almost out immediately. Back inside. This is a great peel back by Hartog. He wants to make amends for it. Coming through from the angle, taking the drive to ground. As SK Warmers were about to get their 4x4 going. And then Villagers had no option but just to put it to ground. Well, now it was 20 metres out, and the taking the line out and immediate drive was good. Now with 5 metres out, SK Warmers should have all the confidence that they can take it over the line now, but it's got to be a secure ball and then an immediate drive as well, because they get the body height and the leg side going quickly. They could have the heavyweight advantage over Villagers. Up it goes, taken by Christians. Villagers have come back. This is Ngeke peeling off. He's had an impressive first quarter of this game. Ball has been taken away. Ferocious stuff there from Villagers. That's a great exit clearance. Sanders now puts it deep down the field. And once again, Villagers can be very, very pleased that they've got out of that area where SK Walmers were so ready to attack.
Play, we continue.
That was some great play there by Hanne Jacobs for Villagers to take it on. It's over the top. Now he's back onto the ball. North Hayward, he's still going. It could be high. Referee's got that under control. Sanders looking to the open side, thread by Kutsia. Back it comes to the hands of Vermeulen. Now it comes to the hard running Vuljun. Andries Vuljun, he always knows one way, and that's 4 and 2. Back to his captain, my captain, Asperling, to flanker Thomas Meyer. Crash ball. The big man in the form of William Scott. And Saunders running across field, and now the sliding door opens to Joshua Vermeulen. Once again, he gives it out to jersey 14. Austin Prince has come across from his right wing, and he's now saying, you give me that chance again, Joshua Vermeulen, and thank you very, very much. I'll make sure we add an extra 5 to our tally. Neil Sanders did make way across the field, but he realised he couldn't get the ball onto anybody. You can see it here, and then he suddenly saw he slipped the tackle of Fayed Domingo. And Joshua Vermeulen looking out for Austin Prince across from the right wing.
That's out 30 seconds.
So with 26 and a half minutes gone, Villagers starting to build a bit of a handsome lead here with 17 points. Yes, SKW, the Scottish Club Walmers, mentioned it before, established in 1992, club with a great following, as you can see around the field. Vermeulen, is he going to tickle this one? Seems to be forcing it a bit today. And you can see that it's a dull thud, and hear that dull thud as well. And straight away you know that it's not going to go through these international uprights. Here at the Brookside field, looking in immaculate condition. Lots of hard work here, taken place in the pre-season, and this is in honour of all the club rugby players from no matter what club and teams that come to play here, train here. This is what they appreciate, as they also entertain us on the main stage here. Solomons, another nice deep kick. William Scott, this time again it's Jacobs taking it on for Villagers. Referee says it's backwards. Pick and go is by Kutsia. Sanders will surely use the left boot again. He's done it from the spot about 3 or 4 occasions. Up it goes. Back onto Osman. It bounces. Trying to tidy up is Antar. Getting around the field is Suleiman Antar. Kanamaya making sure he's got some hard runners. He finds Roland Toktrokis van der Werfen, the 8th man. Up it goes as well from the boot of Kanamaya. And superbly taken as well. That was a collision in midair. Referee's got to play on, and that's very clever play. Ball is loose, and eventually Schussler say roll, roll, roll. Thought he can't play too. And now there will be an opportunity for SKW. SK Walmers now to see if they can Again, win their line out first. Do the leg drive, but first to sort out that variation. Keep it simple, SK Walmers. Superbly tapped back. No support there for the Villagers jumper. Landing awkwardly, but looks like he's back on his feet. Clearance is good. And basically just short of their 10-meter line is Villagers. And a Domingo now, he's the man. Missed their first phases and taking in the line out. It's gone to the back. Variation is much better. You've got Ngeke now on the ball. Coming around the corners, Domingo onto, but Ngeke says, I'm going. I've enjoyed watching Ngeke today. Krokkies van der Werfen moving forward. Kannenmeyer looking for it, eventually gets it out. Studler taking it on is Kane Studler. Coming back now, Domingo. Through the hand, Solomons looks. Studler again, out it comes to Rayland. Rayland still going forward. Now it's very, very close. They can sniff this now. Solomons, their big men outside in the form of Davids. The tight head is 2 meters short. SK Walmers cheerers. The volume gets turned up. Kannenmeyer looks to the open side still. Solomons wants to dance his way through. He runs into the big man, Kutsia. The lock of Villagers. Back again inside to Domingo's got to go over. Did he lose the ball? Yes, it is. The call, you saw the knock on as going over. No downward pressure. Referee Dylan Frankie right on the spot. I'll give credit to him. I'd also made that call in saying I think that could have been lost in going to ground, and definitely noted as well by referee Dylan Frankie. Great work from SK Walmers there, using the variations. Could have come one step quicker, and that would have opened up all sliding doors with Domingo having no pressure on him. But as he went to ground, tackled in, trying to place the ball and losing it as he put his one arm out to put the ball down. But SK Walmers, they know they're in this fight. They know they're there. 31.5 minutes gone. Coach Sensley Lohoko, he would definitely be getting ready to give his troops his motivation at half time. That's to SK Walmers. This is their first game out of the season. Villagers trying to win their second game here out of 3. 1-1 lost one so far. A knock-in goal, so that's why you will see a 5-meter scrum. So just a call out again, thank you to all our higher membership members that are supporting Global Sports Network and the production team in bringing you the games here today. Names like Erin Ashley, Manfred Eisen, Michelle Hennies, Everton Skuman, Raziel Brown and Praveen Erasmus, plus all the bronze members. Referee saying, I need you back on the mark, please. At the back of the scrum. The infringement there, going to ground as well. Now, what are they going to do? It's tap and go. Kannenmeyer, Ngeke, he could try and get through, but he was standing still. So that's never going to knock one of the Villager statues down. Going wide to Fredericks. The dummy pass, it will be the knock-on. And I was calling it just now, even if you have the option to take the 3 points at this stage of the game, it's a psychological boost when you know that you've got points on the board. 17-3 sounds a lot better than 17-0, especially going into the change room, but options have to be taken as well as they try and close the scoreboard space. Subscribe and become the membership for perks such as 2 tickets to watch the Stormers at the DHL Stadium. So nothing to lose. Come on, get your membership going and support Club Rugby or any sporting codes around the country, brought to you by Global Sport Network. Sign up and become a member. Kanamea. That's a better scrum from the Walmers. Clockies using his hand there but gets away with it. And now he's on his way as Van der Hoofen. That is now actually showing the spurt that he needs to get fired up to. David's now. Bit of a standstill again, but he's making ground. It's a tackle ball, so he'll go to ground. Kanamea back to Van der Hoofen. His leg drive is much better now, getting those legs pumping. A dummy run. Fredericks, he's the man taking it on. Good clearing out from Sali for Villagers. The ball is spilling loose. Once again, Taki Rayland. SK Walmers on the attack here. Ball says it's gone backwards from the captain, Osman. And now the intercept, but referee will call them back. Joshua Vermeulen thought that he had the opportunity. It was traced by Hartog, but referee and the rest of the players were all waiting inside the 22-meter area. So fingertip knocks here by Villagers. SK Walmers desperate to score points from this. The way that Van der Hoofen, the number 8, picked up at the last scrum. Will he be able to do again? It was their best scrum of the afternoon by SK Walmers. Steady, held it in position. Hope this time round old Trockies keeps his hands from out of the scrum, especially when he's bound. Because you got to make use of the foot to get it back. But got away with it the last time, I think. Seems a better set. Is referees going to let it play? Yes, they have. It already wheeled. Maybe already the lean and the wheel was going to happen because they hadn't straightened up. But trying to be constructive as our referee Dylan Frankie and thought, instead of breaking up again, let's take an opportunity out to see if we can get the ball in and out. 4 minutes left in this first half. Basically 2 quarters. Join the WhatsApp group and you see it on screen there, and you get your streams and memberships, you name it, everything that will come through. Join the WhatsApp group and stay involved as we all get behind these club rugby players. Lovely initiative. Villagers driving straight through. That's a drive off the ball. It will be a penalty as well, but it's a long pass out all the way to the left wing, and that was Gabriel's. And now it's hooked to, it's split to, it's well played, it's great tackles, Hartog getting back as well. Prince is onto the ball for Villagers. Referee saying, come from the back, you can't come through from the ruck, from the side entry. And in jersey 21 will be De Franchi, who's come onto the field. Referee right in position and held up. And the immediate call whilst you were watching the action is that the ball was going to be coming out, and SK Walmers tried to enter the ruck from the side. Always said, if you're coming to visit, please knock on the front door, come up the driveway, knock on the front door. Don't go down the side of the house and try and climb through the windows. because you won't be most welcome. Knock on the front door at a ruck, drive through the ruck, walk down the corridor, and you'll find everybody in the lounge. It's a simple analysis. Don't come through the side windows. But when that rugby ball, the nugget is lying there and it's available, it's temptation to try and get it as quickly as possible. Villagers, do they want to take this over? Referee's arm is out. It's a pick and go time. They'll come back once more. Retreating is the call again. There should be no hesitation to call for another scrum. Mentioned to you earlier how beautiful it is to see people travelling from afar to come and watch club rugby, Super League A here in the Western Province League. Interesting one, they value their line-out drive just when they had scrum dominance, because the referee was observant of the scrum dominance, and if SK Walmers had infringed there again, would have been tempted to look at going underneath the poles and awarding the penalty try, but they've taken that away and now going to a line-out option. Up it goes, taken by Jacobs. The variation. Try scored, and they know far better because they had a variation to the front and caught everybody unawares at that present time. So to the front of the line, back it went. And with everybody looking for the drive, including all our cameramen and commentators, you name it, we all thought, keep it simple, it's going to be that easy. It was a drive and back to the front, and there it looked very, very easy. The man could have been Case, is under a Case, just to take that over and add the extra 5 points just before half time. Joshua Vermeulen sounds better, sounds a lot better. Hitting the upright, you could listen to the sound. And referee Dylan Frankie says, wherever you are, it is time to go and get yourself a cup of tea, a refreshment, put some charcoal onto the fires, because let us all catch our breath and recharge for what is going to be a very, very exciting second half. Villagers 22, SK Walmers still to score, and we'll be back with you shortly. Don't go too far. Well, I hope that you have put the spice on the brown meat. I hope that you've got the poikiko stirred, because 40 minutes time after an entertaining second half here, you'll be able to be entertaining your guests at home or yourselves, settling down for a South African afternoon of rugby, which we all love so fondly. The two teams are out. There could have been different team talk in the respective change rooms. I'm sure Villagers said, keep your foot on the accelerator, don't try and defend the score. And I'm sure that essentially Lahoka would have been saying to his troops, hey, gentlemen, we've come a long way. Let's see you in action now. You've had a half to settle down. Let's get the season underway in the second half. Solomons again. Through the hands it goes. It's a long pass now out to Van der Hoofen. Goes to ground. Roll one, roll two. Kanamaya. Back to Solomons. Up into the skies it goes. It's tackled backwards. Play on will be the call. Stadler. Knock on fingertips. Sure, a stern word will be had as well about the scrumming. Well, they got their director there, the man himself, Mr. Matt Stevens, as very involved, let's call him their director of rugby playing affairs at SK Walmers, and he's experienced it in the front row for the Sharks, for the British Lions in his career, so he will be having shared his experience there to the SK Walmers front row. Villagers very pumped up, but the ball is out. Better scrum from SK. The dummy has been sold. Running onto it is Osman, the captain. But sliding doors close a little quicker. Solomons, SK Walmers now moving the ball. That was Hartog. Look at this going now. It's Fredericks yet again. Can hear the crowd now getting behind it, because that is the way SK Walmers would want to start. Yes, it just shows you what a piece of orange can do in the change rooms. Can just say to everybody, hey, we can play this game, but give us the opportunity to pick up the pace. Let's get the ball through the hands a little quicker. You get the captain joining, Ramiz Osman into the back line. Kane Stadler's had a good game today, but his friend next to him in the form of Zunaid Fredericks, who have also been very, very impressive to take the game to the Villagers team this afternoon, and fully deserve it. Just watch him go here. He knew that once he had slipped the gate, Dan Aspling, his opposite 12, was trying to get onto him, but nobody was going to prevent Zunaid Fredericks putting the first points on the board for SK Walmers. I'm sure they're regretting now. If they had taken their points and penalty points in the first half, you could add an extra 9 onto that, and we'd have a different game at the moment. Solomon's losing it. Keys taking it on further. Stadler, Sanders. The big man in the form of Thomas Mayo. They want this back immediately. Fulyun. Noch Hayward being caught in the tackle. Sanders now. Trying to get through his Kutsia. SK Walmers cannot afford to give a 7-pointer back. Fenter takes it on further. Sali trying to clear out, but it's standstill ball. It's pick and go. Got to be a little quicker than that. Keys is looking. He tries to beat one. This pillar defense of SK Walmers standing tall. Sanders now looks to the open side. Coming in is Andries Fulyun. You got to get him, because he's like the bull in the bull ring, because you need a strong matador to bring him down. Over the top it goes. Step 1, step 2. Fingertip knocks. Referee says play on. It's back. Could that be Aspeling again? It's down onto the ground. It's try time. And you can start singing if you're a Villagers fan. Captain Spundy Sailor. Because my captain, that is Dan Aspeling, says no, Trooper. No. We're not giving SK Walmers any gifts here this afternoon. They worked hard for that try, but we need to get that 7-pointer back. And Dan Aspeling, he capitalised on the hard work running done by Andries Viljoen, his outside centre, who came charging through the ball ring. Vermeulen now, he's the man that adds the extra 2 points. $29 points it is. 2 Villagers, 7 to Escarvier. And they've brought on the whole artillery now. There's a whole bomb squad coming on here. Bomb squad, Navy squad, Air Force squad, you name it. But SK Walmers have made the changes and they mean business. They know that they have got approximately 35 minutes to make it happen. Solomon's yet again with the kick. Villagers want to extend their score. Roll away tackle made. You can't continue to play. Kays is the man. He's been effective. Also having been in the Unimill colours is Mr. Kays from yesteryear. And now having come across to join the white and red jerseys of Villagers. He's the man taking it to the ball now. And he's going to sharpen up his dartboard throwing. Can he find one of those tall men? Is it a variation? It normally goes to Jacobs or Mayer. Jacobs it is yet again. Here we're coming through, running onto this Krobler, the replacement. Could be holding on as a call. Once it comes out again, Krobler, he's finding Gabriels. He's had some good runs as well. It's Gabriels, Saunders. The leg drive is good, going to ground. Quick ball got to come, Saunders is there. Quick hands again from Mayer. Ball is out. Saunders. Krobler now the man with the ball in hand. The dummy sold by Krobler. He almost sells it to himself and goes to ground. It was very effective. And referee is right on the spot. It is a ruck formed and hands are in the ruck. And SK Walmers, their cover defence scramble was very good to get there, and Villagers, their own worst enemy, they're putting their hands in the ruck, where a clean out at ruck time is essential. Solomons, Rayan Solomons, he puts it downfield, but it doesn't stop play because he hasn't crossed that touchline. Vermeulen, a little chip and chase. Who's it going to bounce comfortably for? Gabriel's had a look at the referee to say I was played without touching, and it's no problem with that. Play on is the call. Kanamaya puts it downfield. Be very careful though, because you've got the hard running Prince putting it down. Is it going to bounce kindly? Back again for Rayan Solomons. Pick and go through the middle. Karim is the man on that hard work in the tight phase. Kanamaya onto his left boot. They could drift sideways. And now it's a Manchester United dribble forward. Krobler could be the man on the... No, it's not. It's Saunders. Now that's what you want to see. A bit of Premier League football. What a balance. What a balance this man has. Niall Saunders, having played 140 caps for Harlequins in England, coming here, not letting it bounce, using a little tap forward. SKW had to retreat because they were inside the penalty circle for offsides. All he did was just trap it beautifully, tickle it forward, and then it bounced beautifully for a Niall Saunders to run and score, as you can see.
It's 10 seconds.
Well, the candles on the cake have been lit now with an extra 2 points, and that takes it up for Villagers to a healthy 36 points to 7. Already celebrating in the replay, you could see Saunders. But that'll be spoken about in the after-match function where he showed his Premier League soccer skills to dribble that forward. Solomons, just short of the 10-metre line, so Villagers will have the option. Do you want the scrum? Do you chose to play on? It hadn't gone the full 10 metres, so they've chosen the scrum option, and that will give them a left and right attacking option from the base of the scrum. When you've conceded, that's the unfortunate slip that you don't want. You want your forwards to get there, but get your step one right first, and make sure that your kick travels the full 10 metres. Obviously not done with intention, but that can hurt a side as well, especially when the forwards have to come back. I know that they've got rather dominant Villagers pack getting front football in the middle of the field. As I say this is a better scrum from SK Walmers, picked up by Jacobs. This is what you want to see from the Walmers side. Villagers now trying to compete for it. Armors out. Keys. He gives the quick ball on to Meyer. Now they're starting to run at the SK Walmers defence. And fingertip knock will be the call because play on was the call. Advantage was over. But then, as the play went, fingertip knock. And there's some big South African beefsteak coming on here now for South Africa. When I say South Africa, Villagers will see it as that, because that is big South African meat. Well done to the front row there. Good game by Sali as well, coming off. And the replacements. Jersey 17 is Nathan Mailhorn. He'll go into the loose head position. There you can see. And let's see if the opposite number in Carl Bealey, a big man, they get the lean, they get the drive, they get the penalty option. From Yellen, looking for a runner around. Will referee go back to the original scrum infringement? Sure he will. There he goes. Feeling that they've played behind the advantage line from that penalty scrum. Carl Beatty, big man in jersey 18. And Joshua from Yellen.
If the rocks fall, a different thing, but they were all lonely. Okay.
Pointing at 5 metres across the 22 metre line of SK Walmers. Once again, a big call out to Global Sport Network for their bringing the game to you wherever you may be watching, at home, in restaurants, countryside, coffee shops, you name it, wherever you are watching, please stay watching and support the Global Sports Network. Here we go, the big man, and that's Dylan Utete, Spider-Man. He's back. There's a bit of a cross running there, and that will create any interference. But Dylan Utete, he is back for Villagers.
That 10 steps in, you got it.
Crouch.
Also thank you to other supporters to bring this game to you in the form of Decro Paints, RD Consulting and Sportswear. We greatly appreciate your efforts and your kind generosity through your business name. Remember, we call on all other businesses. You want to get involved and support the codes of sport in our country, please don't hesitate to contact Global Sport. Business card, love to actually do business with you after the game and during the season, but you got to leave that for the after-match function talk where you shake hands and you knock your cup of tea together and you actually enjoy the evening dance and festivities, not on the rugby arena stage. Right, let's go forward time now. Keys again. He'll really celebrate his try from the first half. Finds Utete coming around to Saunders. That's using your head, is Dylan Aspeling, but that's using your head to knock the ball forward. And now it's chip and chase. Utete, you can see he's made his presence already. Going right through it was presence already. Going right through it was Karim, the lock trying to clear out. Saunders calling for it. Referee could have a look at that. Here they have got the ball. Got to close the space quickly. Don't let Villagers come at you. Fencer's the man trying to get through. First man is there. No one says stop. Thrown away. Play on. Got to play to the referee's whistle. Grobler puts it onto the boot. It's bounced well for him. He hasn't been tackled and he wasn't tackled, so he can get up again and play immediately. Then Gabriel's now the man to look for it from Saunders, from Yellen. This is interesting. He might have put that into the kitchen in the clubhouse. The only thing he's going to find there is a frying pan. That's far too deep into the clubhouse. No other options he felt, but Dylan Frankie already had his arm out, so Joshua Vermeulen knew he could play the advantage. Almost down to the last quarter of the game, with 21 and a half minutes left to go. Villagers decide, let's go to the corner flag. We are in a 36 points to 7 lead. And let's make sure now that we can try and take that into the 40s. SK Walmers been in the game all the way through. Full credit to them in their first outing of the season. They haven't stood back. They've tried to make it happen. The leg drive, it'll go to ground. Referee's arm is already out. Saunders again. Andres Fullion, remember earlier, he came charging through. No matador was going to stop him. And this time as well, everybody headed for the hills to get out of the way, because Fullion, when he changes from third gear into fourth, trust me, you're going to need a heavy artillery to bring him down. Just watch the big man on this replay now come through at pace. Saunders knows where he's running. There it comes. Aspeling knows that his partner's coming off his hip, And just a soft hand pass from the captain Esfeling onto the charging bull, Andries Foljon. Putting that through the poles is Jandre Grobler. Taking that scoreboard on now, which will be a healthy 43 points to 7. That's you want to see. The youngsters, the youth, they've all played yet today. They staying on and looking ahead to their years when they'll be representing their respective first teams. Good club spirits. But upright again are the leg drives. Karim again, trying to keep the Villagers men out. Sanders, that left boot of his has worked so well. Just look at that technical kicking. He puts it into the clouds every time, making it difficult. In front of the kick will be the call. It's tap and go. No one at the moment can put a hand on Kanamaya. Die bus is vol. Jy gaan nie hier opklim nie, sê the Villagers defence. And now this is Sput. Back inside to the try scorer, Fredericks. He's going all the way. Can he pop it up to the big man in the form of Junaid Driver? He needs to drive over. Kanamaya, Solomons. There again, needing to go through was Studler. Just couldn't get it wide. Kanamaya needing quick ball. You can't get Villagers getting their defence back into play. Karim taking it on. Getting an offload from Mafanyana. Almost there, but not almost anymore, because it is body height that is so good, deserving that ISK Walmers, and getting down nice and low. Is the replacement hooker. And should I say as well, give full credit there to the try scorer himself in Van den Hoeven. Trokkies. Wow, Trokkies became Trok then, because the Trok just rode over everything, but his body height was exceptional. Deserves to get himself some points. Karim went forward, as you can see. Kanamaya has a look. Who does he find? Die Trok. He steps one, steps two. But gee, I haven't been impressed with Fredericks. I always say he's got better dance moves than Michael Jackson had. And he beat it, so he can get through that Villagers defence. That was the original reason as to why they could finish off with a well-deserved 7 points. 43 points to 14. Grobler gets the ball up. Kanamaya. It's amazing what a 7-pointer can do for one's confidence as a team. You can see the spirit that has now been brought into play. So, has referee called that as cynical enough, feeling that arms were up for the take? Just having a chat to referee Frankie as Captain Ramez Osman, saying, sir, you don't think that was cynical? I'd say no, went for the ball, so I'll give the penalty option. Went for the tackle, and hands were in position and ball coming off hands, so I'll give the penalty option instead. Keep it simple, SK Walmers. Can they find a variation? Could it go to Peters? No, it goes to Van der Hoeven. There's a big tackle there as well. Good running from Mason. It's gone across the field. Andries Fullion. Here he'll say Totsiens. He'll say goodbye. But look at the flying attempt there from Rayland. But no chance because the bull, he's back. And when you give him the opportunity to sniff and grunt, he puts those horns back and he heads for that try line. Don't give the bull, Andries Fullion, any chance. Changing gears, second gear, third gear. Look at the effort there made from Takib Rayland. But those South African tree trunks of legs on Fullion needed a chainsaw to stop him when he knew he was so close to the try line. Keys had a good game this afternoon. He makes his way to the reserve bench. The hooker for Villagers. Probler's got the ability. Just listen for the click of his leather boot onto the leather ball and you'll know if it's on its way to say save it to Cindy Parler. You don't have to watch. It sounded effective. I told you, listen for a click. When leather touches leather, you know it's on the radar screen and you can say saver tussen die pale. So taking it on to 50, not out. That is Villagers because you still got 13.5 minutes to go. Rayan Solomons gets it started. Pods are being played here by Villagers. The leg drive is good. They'll look for one more. Goes behind the back to Grobler now for Muirland. Here is the try scoring man, Fullion, Andries Fullion. Soft hands again, Aspeling. Grobler. He's going to put his ears back. He's trying to be chased down. But back inside it goes, and that's spectacular rugby. Bradley Taine, eventually the man to dot it down, but great running again from Fullion. And then Bradley Grobler, he's made his presence felt as well since taking the first receiver position. And then you saw Bradley Taine following the game, and an inside pass sees Bradley Taine getting the honours. There's some definite heavy collisions there.
30 seconds.
These quality rugby players from both sides here, they're not going to only feel the ANA on a Sunday morning, they're going to feel it on a Wednesday and a Thursday morning as well, because there have been some big hits here. The bus has been very full and no one's been getting on, so there have been some big collisions. And those ANAs are going to be felt during the week. But full credit to all players on the field and our referee, Dylan Frankie, for allowing this game to play as it has been. The click again, the points again, 57 points it goes to against 14. Watch this now, Grobler. He looks for Taine. Taine switches lanes inside over at the top of the head of Van der Hoofen. I'll give a shout out to Van der Hoofen, the number 8 of SK Walmers, to say well done for your efforts this afternoon. From Muirland being replaced as well. Gabriel's jersey 11 comes on as for him. Through the hands, a little bit sideways, and now straightening up is Mason. It's gone backwards. But knock on is the call, and rightly so. Probably the only error in Fredericks' play this afternoon. Sinead Fredericks been very, very effective and the inside position, inside centre.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
The Frangie feeding that. Referee now with that quality scrum. Be very impressed. Vermeulen had a solid game as well for Villagers this afternoon. Is Joshua Vermeulen.
Numbers. 5. 5.
MC de Jong now, the replacement hooker for Villagers. He gets the chance to carry on with the good work from Zander Keys. They find their men, the Frangie. Over the top it goes. That looks like Tane though, that's playing in the wrong jersey. In jersey 23, there's Fullion back on the field. He's still going. I told you those tree stump of legs. You need a whole lumberjack crew to bring that down. You're going to need it as well for the big stomp here from Marignana. Now taking it on further over the top from Tane, but
You pulled him first.
first infringement knock on noticed. Well, 8.5 minutes to go, and start getting yourselves ready with the evening refreshments, because you've been well entertained this afternoon. More rugby on the screen for us all to watch later as we get behind our South African sides. So I hope this has just whet the appetite for our rugby followers to continue well into the night supporting our respective home teams.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's a big scrum again from Villagers. Now through the hands it's going down to SK Walmers. Fullion is across to tackle. He makes that as well. Is there a holding called here? Referee says no. Kanamaya sees the gap. Brought to ground by Tane. And now it's turnover ball. Meyer on his way. Utete.
Advantage over.
Tane it is. That's Grobler. That's to Vermeulen. There's no selfishness here. A little upright. The cover defence from SK Walmers is good. But it's quick ball needed. That's knocked backwards. Dylan Otete. He can do damage from here. SK Walmers need to get their pillars across. Aspeling. He knows where the try line is. And try time. And this is one that Nathan Malon, he'll be telling his grandchildren about in many a year to come. The day that he was supporting his captain, Dan Aspeling, at centre, and I played in Difure. Just watch this. It's gone backwards. Utete gets. He's brought to ground. The cover defence from Mason is good. Aspeling calls for it. He goes straight to ground, and who's behind him? His jockey, in the form of Nathan Malon. And as said, he'll have many a story to tell to his family in the years he kept up with the centre to score from his loose head position. 2 points to Grobler. Takes it to a healthy 64 points. SK Walmers. $64 points to 14. Attention given on the sideline here. Early season, you actually don't want any serious injuries. The kick is good, it's up into the skies. SK Walmers, they need to give one to their support crowd. Ismail taking it on further. Over the top it goes. Back to Mason. The kick is good. Osman now, he's trying to get there. He does get there! And Ramiz Osman, he's the man that says, follow me troops, follow me men. We're not giving up here at all. We're going to have some say in the last 5 minutes. And look at this now, it's put across on the boot by Daniel Mason. And Osman gets the bounce. Jacobs was there. But bouncing well for the captain in those white boots. And he could add the extra 5 points. Surely now that Solomons is going to give his captain an extra 2. He does just that. Watch the kick from Mason again. It's a good chip through from the big man. And bouncing beautifully here now. Getting himself to get that left arm out. Scoop it up, does Captain Razim Osman. 64 points to 21 is the call. Villagers now, they in the lead. Has that try given them some inspiration yet again to get going? Ismail taking it on. Got to go straight, and that's a good call because you go sideways, Mason. Got to remember that the best tackler on the rugby field is the touchline. It extends some 100 metres down the track. That whitewash will always reach out and grab the laces on a rugby boot. You'll never beat the touchline, so always step off the outside foot, work yourself back inside. That's what it's all about, the youngsters here today. They've come to actually have their own test match, and they've said, we've seen enough of the Villagers and SK Walmers game. We're now going to live our own South African Biliki rugby on the sideline. It's been a great family day here today. The junior sides have played, all the club sides. There again, Jacobs, one of the men that could put his hand up from me for man of the match. He's definitely had a good day today. Game today is Heno Jacobs. Tain. Corne Oosthuizen could have knocked that ball forward. Holding on and then got a release. Straight away, Kanamaya, over the top it'll go. That could be the touchline again, winning the tackle. Yes, it does. Referee Ayar's arm is up. And 2 minutes to go. We're down to the last 2 minutes.
Discipline has been good so far. The field language, please.
Please continue supporting rugby around the country, ladies and gentlemen. It's a game there for everybody, even if it's with your juniors at schoolboy level, right through to the first teams. Thank you to everybody that makes it possible. A shout out to all the media coverage teams that get around to bring children's sport, club sport, no matter what code, for the men and for the ladies. We greatly appreciate your efforts in coaching, managing, preparing fields, referees, officials, medics, you name it, coming through from the side window again. Remember, ruck time, come through the front door please. No climbing through side windows at anybody's house. You'll only get yourself into trouble, and that's how simple a ruck is. That's a great kick downfield. It's pushed back inside. Solomons. It'll come across field. Has it gone forward? Let it play on. Switches inside is great. Another one that's been good today is Stadler. Hanamayo. Got to look for soft runners. There you see Mariana. Referee calling it offside. It's down to Cinderella time now. It's into the last referee's official playing time. Soft hands again. Put your ears back as Rayland, but he doesn't have to because Fredericks. You can see this SK Walmers side. You give them space, they'll create something, and they could be a side that you're just going to have to keep an eye on during the season. This is their first game, and they've needed some physical and match contact experience just to get their structures into play, and nothing better than a game against Villagers in your first season game is SK Walmers. Villagers in their third game, their second win so far after today. Wait for the final kick. And referee Dylan Frankie, also credit to Dylan Frankie for the way he's got the orchestra to play. That sounded productive, so productive it hits the upright, and you can hear the conductor actually blow with a scoreboard that reads 64 points to 26, 2 Villagers, and there will be a very, very happy clubhouse here at the Brookside venue this evening. I'm going to make my way down to the field. Please don't go too far. We're going to try and chat to one or two players of the matches, etc. If I had my call at the present moment, it would go to the number 9, Neil Sanders, the Villagers number 9. He's shown his experience, but let me see if I can get them down below on the field. You go and get yourself a refreshment and don't go too far. I'd love to share the field feedback with you very shortly.
2, 1.
We're standing here this evening on the Brookside field, majestic Brookside field, can I say. They've really worked hard here and they've turned out conditions that any rugby player, club, international, provincial will be proud of. Well, I'm standing with teammates now and I'm standing with rugby friends and coaches because we play in our respective colours, but then we all go for a cup of tea afterwards and celebrate. Right next to me, I've got the big man that I can remember fondly from many years ago. I'm not going to tell you why, maybe he will. But you know him as Matt Stevens, you know him as the Sharks player, you know him as the British Lions 2005 player and 2011. You never listened to me then in those days, Matt, and now still I've got to call you quickly to get here. So wonderful to stand here. My dreams have come true. You can tell them why.
Barry, it's been fantastic to come to Villagers this afternoon. I thought Villagers played with dynamic precision. They were hard on the ball. They were brilliant around the breakdown. They're carried with physicality. So there are a lot of things we can take away from that game. I think Sentley and I'll go back to the drawing board next week, but we're happy with our team's performance in places. I was very happy to see you, Barry. My coach, my first coach, my best coach.
Wow. Gee, I hope the whole country heard that. Well, there we go. Thanks. I paid Matt to say that as well, but way back in his junior days. We don't have the coach of the Villagers side here, but we have the chairman, and that is my good friend Anton Kuzner here. Anton, you heard Matt's words. Over to you. If you could just come a little closer to the camera here. And what do you think about club rugby at its present?
Look, firstly, I'd like to thank SK. It came out with their crowds again. And they played. They actually, you know, everybody gives SK a bad rap with discipline. They came and they played. It's a different SK. They had discipline. It was a good game of rugby. I mean, we were a little too strong for them on the day today, but I mean, we were just over the moon to have all their fans there and the passion that they bring. And club rugby is in a good space this year.
Thank you, Anton. Now, where's Sentley? Sentley, he's still trying to control his troops. As you see a juice getting... Sentley, come and join me on this side here so I can feel like a good hooker in front of these men here. Sentley, as coach of the SK Walmers side, what can you say to your troops? It's the first game of the season, and I thought it was a game of two halves. And when I say two halves, I don't mean I'm just looking at it for your side. I think that you had a stern chat at half time, and I think you could see some productive rugby from your men in the second half.
Yeah, I think first half was obviously tough. We gave them a lot of opportunities. They direct, they're physical, they play with quick ball. If you can't hold on to the ball, you're going to work a lot harder than you have to. I think in the second half, when we held on to the ball for more phases, we could put them under some pressure. But Superliga is competitive, it's tough, and if you can't start well, you're going to be in a lot of pressure, and we didn't start well, so that's how it goes.
Yep, you can't play catch-up rugby, especially when Villagers were very rampant this afternoon. They had some great players, people like their captain. Our captain, Dan Aspeling, was superb, so was the 13 Andries, the Bull, Fulun, so you know about them, eh? Yeah, but Sentley, I say to you, keep your head up, because it's the first outing. It makes it a big difference from practicing against the wind on a Thursday night at the club. And now you've had your opportunity. Sit down, watch the video, and we look forward to watching the SK Walmers. Keep up, and thank you for all the hard work. Right, I'm going to shift one of these men across, because these are the men that have been out there. Rugby friends, how about a handshake first before I call on either of you? Right, Mr. Fredericks, the centre for SK Walmers, and you had a great game. Let me tell you what, right now, runner-up to my friend on my left shoulder here. But Mr. Fredericks, thank you for your perseverance. What do you see for the team moving forward this season?
I think, first of all, I would like to thanks everybody for coming out, for everybody that was watching. Thanks to the man above also. Well played by Villagers. We tried our best, but it wasn't good enough. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, and good luck for the season, Villagers. Thanks.
Right, well, thank you to you, sir, and you go and join your teammates.
Thanks for coming.
Absolute pleasure, and we look forward to watching you all the way through the season. Well, he's had to be patient, and patient he was. And that is my man of the match, our man of the match, and I say that with full honesty. I had no hesitation to say Niall, is that correct? Sanders? Yeah, now, is that South African or Irish? Or Irish, so where the name Sanders is Irish?
Yeah, I don't know if Saunders, but Niall.
Niall is definitely. But let me tell you what now, that was a game for me to remember of you. I think you can see why, and the man is 140 caps for Harlequins overseas, and those box kicks were absolutely superb, and that left boot can work, eh?
I mean, growing up in England, you know, it rains all the time, so kicking's got to be, it's exactly what you do, you know. So every game, I'm used to kicking all the time. You know, it's actually my first start here for Villagers, so relatively new to South African rugby, and I knew SK, I mean, from what I've heard, they were going to bring physicality, you know, a lot of, you know, quick play, so, you know, knew to expect that, but credit to the Villager boys, we stuck in for 80 minutes, and, you know, the scoreline reflects that.
Well, we love having visitors to our country, never mind to our clubs like this. What do you think of, I know you've been out here and experiencing it early on, but what do you think of the club vibe in this country, just at practice, afterwards, and during the season that lies ahead?
You know what my old man said before I came down here? He said rugby's like a religion down here. So coming to a club like this, you know, one of the oldest clubs, you know, arguably the oldest club in South Africa, it's a massive privilege.
Thank you very much. Well, this is me, Barry Wilson, saying to you how important it is to have men like the referee. And we've spoken to all the officials, the club management. But, you know, do we ever have a chance to speak to a referee, to the men that actually conduct the orchestra, as I say? And a good friend here, watched him officiate for quite a few games now, Dylan Frankie. Thank you firstly for your service to the game of rugby, and I would like to just hand over to you to say, you know, how did your rugby career start? Where you in reffing, should I say? Where did that start and how did it all come about?
Thank you very much. For me personally, it started at a young age. So there was a juniors referees project, started in 2010. So that's where it started for me. And from there, obviously, joined the society, the Senior Referee Society in 2012 to start officiating club rugby in Western Cape.
Yeah, Dylan, you're making a name for yourself around at different levels, and rightfully so. You've got a lovely manner on the field. You make a decision, you stand by it. You get challenges from players on the field, sideline as well, but you're so calm and collective. And do you have any tips, skills, etc. for schoolboy referees, any other referees out there in your sort of match preparation, on-field presentation that you focus on not to get flustered?
Yeah, first and foremost, you need to be fit to keep up with the game. And then secondly, just stay calm, find a moment on the field just to find yourself and just let it all just go on its own.
And you saw it's early seasons. You enjoy the game out there. What did you think of today's game with the players?
Yeah, the scoreline definitely reflect what happened on the field. Very physical. Obviously, first game for SK Walmers, but definitely lots of potential for both clubs for the rest of the season.
Well, I think it's important we let you go so that you can go and join the players and actually show them that you're also human. So that's what referees are. And go and celebrate with a cup of tea and whatever Cook Sisters they've providing for the evening. And have a great evening until we see you at the next game. And well done on your service to the game. It's greatly appreciated by everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all the best. Well, it's now time to close down here. Thank you to the team. Thank you to the Global Sports Network coverage that brings it to you. Thank you to all the people that have made it through sponsors. As has been mentioned throughout the afternoon, this game we can't present and give to you if we don't have the backing. So please get out there. If you're sitting on the couch and thinking you'd like to help club rugby, contact Global Sport Network. They would welcome you. My name is Barry Wilson, and just before I sign off, I always remind you, if you see somebody walking around with a sad face, please take off one of your happy smiles, give it to that person, and let's keep on smiling in our beautiful country. We need to stay happy, and until I see you next time, keep on smiling. Barry Wilson.